It's 2030 and the world is ending. Climate change has caught up with humanity, who now have but one chance of reversing the effects of global warming. The Boyles are a family of misfits, and the children of the family are about to go to the gig of their lives. We meet Vinny, our protagonist, on day -1 of the world's one-time only chance at time travel. We're then introduced to the rest of the Boyles at breakfast in their home in the suburbs of Berkeley, California, with Vinny's older sister, Lucy, perhaps the most apathetic towards the world's impending demise. Lucy is the only character not sporting a band t-shirt in the family in the opening sequences, as Mother Anne's Motley Crue, younger brother Johnny Jr.'s hand-me-down Metallica, and father and time machine inventor John Boyle's Faith No More t-shirts all make an appearance. And this sets the pace for a movie that is poised to become the ultimate celebration of a generation-defining era of music. We learn through the television news, the newspaper read by John, and the paparazzi outside their house that the Save the World Summit is scheduled for later that very evening. And as Vinny and Johnny embark for school, we meet Vinny's friends, as well as a few bullies en route. One pivotal member of Vinny's friendship circle is Polly, a sharp-thinking but oft-bullied trans. They bring their stoner comedy and grunge attitude in spades. Now each of the children would have a motive for the world ending today, with Vinny in deep trouble for forging his mother's signature, Johnny Jr. dreading a band recital where they're playing stupid R&B hits, and Lucy not giving a shit about her job or relationship. Oh, and Polly, well, just being Polly. But even more adversaries present themselves to the Boyles and Polly throughout this fateful day, and not least at the Save the World Summit itself, where the plot thickens as John Boyle learns of the government's plans to make a U-turn on preparations in aid of solving more than just the climate crisis. Escaping the eye then of the antagonists, President Bellew and his environmental sciences advisor, and John's younger brother, Adam, John makes a critical phone call to his children, instructing them to meet him at the Time Machine's laboratory at Berkeley University in around 20 minutes. But they can only get there using the help and car of Lucy's not-boyfriend, David, who works in security and knows exactly how to distract the guards safely using a foolproof trick. Taking off his clothes and running past them. The children manage to get into the lab and John gives them their mission: to seek out their scientist auntie in the year of 1992 and convince her of the need to take urgent preventative action against climate change. But just as he hits the button to send them back, and right before they lose consciousness, John is shot to the abdomen by his brother, who is accompanied by the president and his security ensemble in an effort of arresting the Boyles. What's crucial in this sequence then is that we learn how John's machine, the Ordnance Petrol Projector, actually operates. And if you want to hear more about OPP, we'll link a video at the end of this one with its explanation. So the children wake up in their avatars in 1992, and after dealing with the supervisor of the machine, who believes it to have malfunctioned, as is protocol, they embark on their search of Auntie. That leads them on a road trip south throughout 90s California and eventuates at Lollapalooza Festival in Irvine, California. Their quest is stacked with nostalgic nods, factual music references and throwbacks, as well as comedic characters galore amidst diners, festival surroundings and even backstage. They find their auntie, or rather she finds them, after Polly, whose avatar is actually a younger John Boyle, is somehow still wearing the same coat as he was in 2030, but is seen smoking pot in the festival, something very out of character for John. We learn then, through Vinny and Johnny's encyclopedic knowledge of the music of that era, about Hiro Yamamoto, a founding member of Soundgarden who became an environmental physicist. We also learn of the Red Hot Chili Peppers' lyrical evolutions and, in a slightly less factual manner, of the origins of the name Blink-182. It is through this musical omniscience that Vinny and company are able to convince influential people, at that festival of their mission's legitimacy, and this is to be the makings of a successful time travel adventure for them. But when we return to the modern world, of course, they have forgotten everything. The time travellers aren't to know if their mission was a success, as the time machine only sends neurological signals one way. What does become clear, though, is that John Boyle is unharmed from that bullet shot sustained at the end of the beginning of the movie. And this is thanks to Polly's smart move to purchase a limited edition steel-cased copy of the Rolling Stones' Steel Wheels CD, and to have Vinny write in his mother's handwriting, "Never take this out of this pocket," before placing it tactically in John's coat. Then, as we see John and the rest of the Boyles being placed under arrest, a video on the time machine begins to play. It's Auntie. She's very sick, but the video, delivered posthumously and timed to near perfection by her, explains everything she has managed to achieve in secrecy and outside of both governmental and top scientist supervision. Essentially, she's laid foundations across non-monitored beaches across the Earth to counteract carbon emissions, and the whole mission has been a success. Everything that was to happen with the children going back in time has already been happening. The Boyles are vindicated, the president pardons them, and Adam Boyle is arrested for misuse of his firearm. We end with a narration from protagonist Vinny, as he talks through the implications of their actions, the positives for his and his friends' social stature, and the rediscovery of grunge and rock music in the world in the weeks succeeding the event. We have a montage of the characters who were apathetic to the climate issue at the beginning of the film, showing basic care and responsibility thereafter, and even Polly is picking up litter and putting it in the bin. Meanwhile, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, who were a part of that select group that knew of Auntie's full mission, join as Johnny Jr.'s trumpet recital has its own last-minute change of plan, and Vinny asks the audience this question before the credits roll. Would you trade the memory of the best day and most important conversations of your life for the knowledge that everyone you loved would be happy and safe, even if you knew there was no way of reliving a single moment of it? If I would, could you? This screenplay has been copywritten to April 2036, and for the legal bits, please check out the remainder of the videos on this channel. If you like the sound of this movie and want to hear more though, details on how to reach out and on what's included in our complete developmental pack are in the description. Thank you very much and have a nice day.